What up, YouTube? G4 Leader here once again, back with another video for you guys. And today's topic will be on how I think Korra is the worst fucking avatar ever. In history of avatars, she seemed to have been the worst. The reason I think she is the worst, first of all, let me talk about the finale right quick and why the fuck did she even struggle with fighting Unalaq to begin with? You know, that's something that bothered me to begin with. Okay, Unalaq ended up fusing with Vaatu, becoming like an evil version of the Avatar, and okay, that's all well and good and shit, but I don't think he should have been on Korra's level though, especially because all he had was Vaatu. He couldn't firebend, he couldn't earthbend, he couldn't airbend. He only had one element and darkness. So how is one element and darkness superior to four elements and Rava? You know, I feel like she should have beat him way more easily. She struggled with him, and she shouldn't have. You know, I feel like that was so stupid, especially when there was so many scenarios. She knew what his plan was. His plan was to go to the spirit world, release Vaatu. You know, most people in that position, most avatars would have been like, hey, he wants to fuse with this person. How can I neutralize that? You know, take away his bending. Korra has this ability. We've seen that last season. She has the ability to restore people's bending and take it away. So why didn't she take his bending? Wouldn't that have stopped him from going into the spirit world? Wouldn't that have stopped him from getting close to Vaatu? Like, why is she not doing this? You know, it could have even been something temporary. You know, you could take away someone's bending and restore it. Even if he would have felt bad about it, she could have took away people's bending and neutralized them for the moment, and eventually gave it back to him after that threat was sealed. But no, she chose to ignore that shit. Like, she couldn't do that this season. So it kind of made me feel like, what the hell? In that fight, she had every advantage possible. She had the history of every single avatar that ever been. She had all of their knowledge. She had all four bending elements. She had the ability to take away bending. And then she had Rava's power, and she still loses. How the fuck does that happen? Like, I don't get it, you know, and people can't say, oh, it's because she's young and inexperienced. Nigga, Aang was 12 and he took on a whole nation. With only knowing one bending, by the way. Remember, he only knew one. He wasn't no prodigy. All he could do was airbend. He struggled. It took multiple seasons for him to learn the basics of other bending. So here we got a 12-year-old with one bending ability, you know, along with other kids. He had less help than Korra too, and he made more progress than Korra. So I don't get why Korra was so shitty. You know, I love the show, but I hate Korra. It don't make sense. None of the shit she do makes sense to me. I look at her and I'm confused. And another reason I say she's one of the worst avatars is she allowed the bond between the past avatars to be severed. No other avatar had that happen before. She allowed that bond to be severed. So if they can never get that back and they have to start over a new cycle, she broke tradition. She destroyed tradition. Something that went on for so long, and she just kind of allowed that to happen. Like, I just don't get it. I think she was, like I said, worst avatar ever, and even personality-wise this season. Her treating her father like shit, her treating Mako like shit. Granted, I think Mako's a jackass, you know, because when he played women, but she exploded on him, exploded on Tenzin after everything Tenzin did. Tenzin abandoned his family to train her, and here she is being ungrateful as fuck. Like, I don't like Korra. You know, it's like a series where I like. It's Legend of Korra to me is like a series where I like everyone except for the main protagonist. I don't like the main protagonist. Like, the way she go about doing things is so silly to me. Like, she was a prodigy. She was bending 3 elements as a little kid. You know, she should not have had this problem. And you know, another thing that kind of confused me about the finale, you know, after Unalaq and Vaatu merged together, after he done got super big, he went big and shit for some reason. I don't know why he got bigger or whatever. But Rava was pulled from Korra. She no longer had that ability, you know, and I'm under the impression of what makes an avatar is you have to have that spirit within you. The spirit of light is what makes you an avatar. You know, that's what does it. So when that got ripped from her and destroyed, and Rava got killed and shit, how did she become that big ass symbiotic titan Korra from just meditating? How did she do that? You know, how did she become an avatar? Like, I didn't understand that. You know, that part to me was confusing. If they put it under the impression that what makes a avatar is when you fuse with the spirit. That Unalaq said he was an avatar now, and Korra said she was an avatar. So that's what makes you an avatar. So how did she turn into that without having that spirit of light in her? It didn't make sense to me. I just didn't get it, and I felt like it was just very unnecessary. That was the one thing. That was like one of the things I didn't like about the season finale, was that whole last fight, that whole Godzilla shit they was doing. I wasn't feeling that, you know. I feel like it should have never even escalated that far. I feel like if I was in Korra's position, I would have captured Unalaq. I would have put together a plan to capture Unalaq, and I would have took that nigga's bending. Or even if we was in a fight, I got 4 elements on this nigga. You know, I should be able to handle him. I got 4 elements and the avatar state. He should not be able to beat me. She should have took his bending. But that's just me. You know, personally, what I hope for that we done with Korra. I hope we done with Korra, and that we get the series continues with a new avatar. I'm done. I'm past Korra. You know, I'm ready to see the next. I mean, if it's even possible now, because she fucked up the cycle. So if that's even possible still, I would love to see a new avatar. I don't want no more Korra. I can't handle no more Korra. I'm sorry, but I just can't. But that's just my opinion. She's just a terrible fucking character avatar. She's just terrible. You know, Aang, who was younger than her, way less experienced. I feel like he was a way greater bender. He took on a whole nation. And he didn't make nearly as many mistakes. He was a kid. He had way less guidance than Korra did. Korra has all these advisors and people to watch over her. Aang didn't have that shit. So, you know, but that's just me. That's just me. You can hit me down in the comments down below. Oh yeah, keep in mind, no hate. I'm just giving my opinion. I like the series. No hate. So, don't get mad at me saying I'm hating on the series. I'm not. I like the series. So, just saying. But anyways, hit me down in the comments down below. Tell me how you feel about Korra as an avatar. Do you like her? Do you like her as a protagonist, or do you hate her? So drop a comment down below. I want to hear what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel for more discussions like this one. G4 Litter here, signing off, and thank you guys for watching.